And joining us on the line, great to welcome back to Flow, we've got Della Harris. G'day, Della. How you doing today?
Hey, Clayton. Always lovely to chat to you. I'm going okay.
That's good to hear. It has been a while since we've chatted. Normally we talk around Christmas time, and it just seems to be that sort of thing. January, we always seem to chat. But you keep putting out these great songs, and we keep playing them. We loved your last one. She Said What? Just absolutely love that song. And I know,
I'm glad you liked it.
And I know many others do as well. But firstly, before we talk about your current single that we've got here to have a listen to, how's things going for you in good old Victoria? You having the time of your life or what?
Oh, look, living the dream, Clayton, living the dream.
How much wine have you been consuming of late?
Well, I mean, I'm not a huge drinker, so I generally don't drink a lot, but I certainly have started to give it a bit of a nudge these days.
Yeah.
It's tedious and tiring. Just the monotony of it all, I think, it's been a bit of a tough time because for us Victorians, it's like Groundhog Day of last year as well.
Yep.
I know Sydney's kind of going through this, experiencing what we experienced last year, but we're still there, and we just start to open up and then we're bang, straight back in again. And, this latest one, we were literally, had no cases one day and the following day we were slammed into a lockdown. It was so quick and It caught so many of us unawares. And I think we're all still reeling from that. And then now we're back to curfews and it's really tough.
How is it on the kids?
And that's the sad thing, actually. I've got 3 teenagers and they are really starting to struggle. This has been going on for a long time and, my daughter was just a sobbing mess for most of yesterday, just at the things that continually get cancelled that she'd been so looking forward to. And, in the worldwide scheme of things, I know this is a blip and it's first world problems, but, for them it's really hard, and it's hard to watch your children going through this. Their life is just being so stamped on at the moment, and, I just feel very sad for them.
Does Mum try to sing to them to calm them down, or do they just go, no, Mum, you're only making it worse?
Yeah, I don't think they would appreciate me singing to them just quietly.
Well,
nice thought, though.
Yeah, well, I was trying to be positive and help you through it, and I thought that might help, but we can try these things. We can try.
Yes, we can. To be honest, I don't particularly feel like singing myself these days. And that's the hard thing too. You kind of go, okay, well, let's utilise this time to, learn some new guitar skills and do some more writing. But as I said, the longer it goes on, the less motivated you become, and it's really hard I find it hard just to even be bothered, trying to do those things. It's bizarre, really, and I'll probably look back one day and go, I could have written a whole heap of songs and I could have done this and that. But when you're living it, you're really just trying to push yourself through the day in a way.
Well, Della, I understand what you're saying and I hear you, but I'm going to say this to you. You're an artist and you have to. You have to. I'm serious. You have to. It is your obligation to us. You have to do something because that's how we get through it. We need you to do that. So you need to write, you need to play, you need to come up with a song because that's how we get through it. Because this might happen again and it might be other people that it will relate to in other situations. So you have an obligation, you have a duty. So as an artist, you have to do something with the talent you've got. So I'm putting you to the task, Della.
You are. Well, when you put it like that, I better get off my bot and do something. I must say, last year I did join a songwriting club, where you had to produce a song every week. Like you'd have to put something out there every week. And that was good. So I did write a lot last year, and I guess this year I've sort of spent time sort of honing in on a few of the ones that I think, could polish up okay. So I'm desperately trying to finish my album, and I've desperately been trying for a couple of years now, and managed to get a few days in the studio in the times when we weren't in lockdown. And, you know, and at the moment I'm trying to organise some time, you know, that I can get in there to finish off the last few songs so I can actually just finish the album, because it's got to the point where it's like, just finish it, you know. It's dragging on too long now, and it's just been the circumstance. I haven't been able to get anywhere to do it.
I understand that. Other artists I've spoken to, and we were talking about Andy and Dan, Andy Penko and Dan Higgins, that you're going to be doing a tour with, that got cancelled. I was talking to them last week, and they're similar sort of situations, working on songs, and they want them to come out, but it's just finding the time and the ability to be able to do them. So I totally understand that you're not alone there. You're not alone there. But that songwriting club, that was an interesting thing, because someone else I spoke to that was doing something similar, I asked them, were all the songs, you know, keeping to that sort of, you know, 3-minute length? And they said they had a variety of songs, because they were doing one every week as well. That I think they said the longest they had was about a 5-minute one, but they said most of them were about the 90 seconds. They were almost like little jingles. So when you were doing it, were you trying to keep to a 3-minute song, or were you finding that the lengths were varying and getting a bit shorter towards the end there as well?
I think they were, of varying times. I don't sort of think in terms of time when I'm writing a song. I do tend to, like, you know, I guess my songs tend to follow the same sort of structure, and that way I can just kind of fill it in. But what the thing with those songwriting clubs is they give you an hour, and of course for me to finish a song in an hour, it's like, no, because as far as I'm concerned it would be utter crap. You know, like, I like to spend a bit of time on them, so I would use the week to actually just, you know, go back and forth with it and finish it. So I think if they were under a time limit, they probably did get shorter in the end. And there were some weeks, I think there are a few weeks where I just submitted like a verse and a chorus, because I'm like, I don't even know what else to put, you know, like, because it was quite a pressured sort of thing, like, which was good practice, I guess. Yeah. But normally I would, you know, an idea will mull in my head for a while. I'll start, you know, maybe singing a few blah, blah, blahs into my phone if I get a melody. You know, I'll write bits and pieces here and there for a couple of weeks before I start putting it all together, you know. So my songs are quite a process. And then I'll take it to my mate Clive, that I often write with, and show him what I've got, and get him to help me polish it up. And, you know, so, it's quite a process. So for me to actually belt something out in an hour that's like 3 minutes long or something, that was quite a challenge. So you can imagine a lot of them are not going to make the grade as far as getting on any album or being a single anytime soon.
Well, better chance than if it had been me trying to write them. But anyway, now your current single, a song that we're playing here, Next Life, on Flow. So we're loving the song. Now, just on the video, and that who's the fella in the video with you?
Oh, he was a lovely guy, Glenn Snow. He is an actor, so I literally got, you know, the Star Now website and had a flick through all the middle-aged men. And I felt like I was on Tinder. I've got my husband sitting next to me, and I'm flicking through them going, no. It was a very bizarre thing. And anyway, Glenn's profile sort of came up, and I thought, oh, he looks like a lovely man, you know, and had a bit of a look and thought, he's a muso as well, be the one. And he was, you know, fantastic to work with. He just, from the minute I got there, he was raring to go, and he had the right attitude, and he just got right into it, and we had the best fun day. It was really good fun.
Yeah, came across all the fun between you and that. Just early on in the clip, though, is that your kids at the very front of it?
No, they were actors as well. No, they were definitely not my children, thank goodness.
Oh, come on, that's harsh.
Look, they seemed pleasant enough, but I was having a bit of a chat to them beforehand, and the stories they were telling me about what they'd got up to, and one of them had these scars all over his legs, and he was telling me how he got each scar, and I'm like, oh my God.
Okay.
And we sort of got in the car, and Glenn, the actor, and I sort of looked at each other and went, thank God they're not our children. It was just like, I don't know where JC got them from, but far out. So no, I used all actors for the whole thing, but I do have 2 boys and a girl, but not those ones.
Yeah, well, I just wondered that. Well, I knew that, so I just wondered that. But yeah, the clip, you look like you're having lots and lots of fun and getting out and doing those things. And that's essentially what it's all about, that with the kids sort of, growing up now, that you and hubby can go and do things. And it's something that I know my wife and I can certainly relate to, and getting out there, apart from the sidetrack of health issues that sort of hold you up from the odd time. But it's getting out there and enjoying this sort of next phase, if you like, in your life.
Oh, exactly. And, like I said, it had been sort of churning around in my head because we were kind of getting to the weekends and looking at each other and going, what do you want to do? Because normally we'd be like, right, you take him to basketball, I'll take her to netball. We can both go to the tennis with that one. And, like our whole weekend would just be buzzing the kids around to the different activities. And that's kind of been our life for quite some time. And, yeah, like I said, we get to the weekend now and it's like, what do you want to do? We don't seem to have to go anywhere, We've still got netball and that's it. But, so we're sort of finding we've got, more time, and you can get out at night and not have to worry about getting a babysitter. And, and I know so many people that, as you say, are just kind of getting into that next phase of their life. And I thought, this is definitely something that I could write about, because it is a very relatable thing. And, it's just exactly where we're at the moment. And the whole idea, behind the first lines of we got married in a heartbeat and, the best laid plans. Well, when we got married, we just thought, it'll probably take us a few years to fall pregnant or whatever. By the time we got back from the honeymoon, I was pregnant. So we kind of missed out on that, just married kind of travel, do this and that. We missed all that. We went straight into being parents. So, again, it's really about that line, the best life we never had, because we kind of missed it in the beginning. So we're kind of going to make up for it now. If we ever get to leave our house.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you get to leave the home. Just remember, too, that once they get their driver's licence, you've got instant taxi driver. So, just remember that.
Yeah, oh gosh, we've only got one with his licence so far. So, with his full licence. But, still in the process of getting the other 2 over the line.
You will.
That's a scary and hard process.
Yes, I can totally understand that. Now, the album, you mentioned the album. Do you have any kind of, is it something that's going to be a next year project now, or are you going to try and get it out before the end of the year?
Well, the plan is this, Clayton, and, the best laid plans do slip like sand at the moment, but the plan is that I'm going to release it at Tamworth next year. We've got the Capitol Theatre booked with Andy and Dan, who also have albums out, and another new artist called Willow, who will also be promoting his new album. Yep. So the plan was to have it finished by the end of the year and, release it at Tamworth, launch it at Tamworth. So, but that was actually the plan for last year, and then Tamworth was cancelled. So I decided to not get it all printed up and just to continue to work on it this year, which has, like I said, been held up as well. But I thought, look, because I sort of was in this quandary then, it was like, well, what do I do? Well, I just release it this year sometime, and then with the continued lockdowns, I thought I'm just going to roll it over to next year. And try again, which is what I'm doing. So I'm holding on to every ounce of hope that Tamworth will go ahead and we will get to release it there.
I've been banned from mentioning the T word, so Because I've mentioned other things and it hasn't gone well, so I'm banned from
Yeah,
mentioning.
don't say it.
I can only say the T word. That's all I can say.
Yes, don't say it.
In the meantime, will you release another single or two, or you're just going to wait till then?
Look, I haven't made that decision, to be honest. I will probably release at least another single. Yeah. So
Okay.
the album is pretty much going to be the greatest hits of the past 2 years. So you'll pretty much know every song on
Yep.
it, except maybe one or two. But you know, I guess for somebody that wants to have a hard copy of all the stuff I have released in the past couple of years, it'll be great for that.
Absolutely, it certainly will. Well, Della, I hope it all goes well. I hope the plans sort of come to fruition. And
Thank you.
And it all works well. And I hope, you know, all the best, all our love here from Flow to you and your family. Hope everything goes okay. You're coping with everything. And just get the kids will get through it. I know they will. They know they will because they got you right there with them. So it'll all be well.
Oh, thanks, Clayton. Yeah, we're sticking together. We have our little meeting every night at the dinner table and regroup and, you know, we just keep reiterating we're in this together, kids, and we're just going to be nice to each other and, you know, because there's 5 of us in this house that are trying to just, you know, deal with everybody's moods and frustrations. And, yeah, you've just kind of got to keep it all together. But we'll be fine.
That's good. And remember, you've been given a challenge too. So you're an artist.
Yes.
You're an artist, so you've got a challenge. You've got a task to perform. So there you go.
Thank you. I probably needed to hear that, to be honest. Thank you.
It is my pleasure, and I mean it sincerely too. Well, Della, I've got your new single here ready to go. We're loving it here on Flow. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Please take care, stay safe. We look forward to seeing you live one day. But we've got everything here ready to go. If you could please introduce it for all our Flow listeners, and thank you for spending time with us.
Thanks, Clayton. Always lovely to speak to you, and thank you so much for your support. So thank you, everybody. This is my next single, Next Life. Hope you enjoy it.
We got married in a heartbeat. We were young and in love, the world at our feet. But the best laid plans, they can slip like sand through your fingers before you know it.